If you can talk a little bit about you, the business, how it came about, and just like a little bit of info about the business.
We are an email marketing agency working with e-commerce brands. We actually started out 6 years ago, and over the last few years, we transitioned from doing ads and landing pages and creatives just solely to email marketing. So we have a team of approximately 20 people in fulfillment right now across designers, account managers, copywriters, technicians, and obviously as you scale more clients, you need more team members. So we want to keep the team as lean as possible, hence why we reached out to yourself about the project.
How was like this last 6 years? Was it hectic for you? Was there like a lot of ups and downs?
A lot of ups and downs, a lot of sleepless nights. Yeah, it's been chaos since we sort of started. I think we've seen a lot of settlement in the agency over the last, say, year because we have been able to hire such a good team. But obviously, in and around that team, you need processes, you need systems, you need things that work for them, fulfill their complete potential in the role.
What's your goal right now for the business? Is it to scale? Of course, there's like short term, long term, medium term. What are your goals there?
So they change month on month, but we have solidified a plan. We do want to, stay with the team that we've got right now, and we want to keep lean. We think it's beneficial in having a lean team. Everyone just has clear lanes of ownership. The plan is to try and stay lean, but to also bring in more clients. So even if we can handle 10 to 20% more clients, we don't need to hire the team for that. We can use better AI systems and processes, then it's a winner for us. So yeah, the plan for us is to stay lean, stay with approximately 30 to 32 clients over the next 6 months until the end of the year, and then potentially look at building out an ads creative team off the side of our email marketing team as another arm of the business.
You talk a lot about like staying lean. Is there first a reason for it? And also, I think this connects to AI, like why AI is useful for these things. So first, like what's the reason you want to stay lean exactly?
I think when you bloat and you have lots of team members that are over team members and you have lots of people who are checking people's work, actually it causes more work and it causes more problems and it causes more frustrations. So as I said, we're keeping lean to have every single one of our team members own lane that they own. They have complete responsibility over that lane, and they don't have a senior upon a senior micromanaging or managing them. We give them full responsibility in the role, but we want to give them the best opportunity to be able to fulfill in that role. And that's where we see AI being able to do that, because there's less user error, there's less people involved, there's less bloat, and overall it just is better having less people, but more structured responsibilities and outcomes for that person.
Did you always, I don't know how you came about using AI. Was it always like from the beginning of AI, or is it something new? Were you skeptical first? Or how do you think?
I think we were all skeptical in the first stages, but I think we transitioned first of all to copywriting with AI. So writing emails, because that was a big bottleneck when we first started with the agency. And we had account managers writing copy. We had designers doing the technical side of things. As we started to grow, we started to implement different roles particular to that role in that department. So we eventually brought in copywriters. But before we done that, we then had our account managers writing copy with ChatGPT, it was initially, and then quickly transitioned to Claude. And now we've got a team of copywriters working off our own system.
So what you said that we're working on system, if you can talk a little bit about what the system that we've built, what kind of problem is it solving? And also like how did the copywriter use to create copyright before and how do they do it right now with the system? Yeah, if you can talk a little bit about that.
The problem we had with our copywriters was that there was no standardized way of actually writing emails. So every email across each copywriter looked different. And then for the designer to pick up on that design, it was different for them, which then interrupted workflows and patterns. For us to be able to actually standardize what our copy looks like and what the structure of it is, looking at sections of emails, the hierarchy, the layout, and so on, we needed to be able to standardize that across the agency and across the departments so that each copywriter now works off a particular framework. So basically, we can control the quality. So we can improve the quality and improve volume, which is significant for us. So we know exactly when we write with our studio now that we've built, the output for particular emails across each copywriter are the exact same. So that then goes through to the design department. And again, our design team can actually design more emails because the layout, the structure, the hierarchy is quite similar across each of the emails and each client. So it's definitely improved our workflow significantly. Obviously, we still need to fully transition the whole team to the platform. But as I said again, the main thing for us is improving the quality and improving the volume of emails that we're writing.
Do you have an idea of like how much time you used to take them before to write a copy? Or maybe how much copy a day?
So probably taking around 40 to 45 minutes per email which is quite long, which is approximately, say, 10 to 12 emails per day. And we can now write copy within 5 minutes.
When you were dealing with all of this chaos before, what was your day to day? Was it like a lot of firefighting or just like mess, or how did you feel on day to day basis?
Yeah, so I'm a head of operations. So actually, I was pulled into writing copy for account managers, for copywriters to actually project manage a lot better. So I was actually being distracted from my role as operations by the copywriting department and the account managers who weren't getting enough volume into the accounts. Projects were being delayed. Clients were then churning. They were unhappy. So by doing so, we used to be like 3 or 4 days ahead. We're actually 14 days ahead on copy across the whole agency right now, which is incredible, which then allows our design team to be 7 days ahead in design, which gives us a lot of breathing space for bringing in additional projects, new clients, managing last minute campaigns or emails for clients as well. So yeah, it used to be that I was dragged into the weeds with our team. I'm now able to sit outside of that.
Did you feel like when the quality isn't always there because everything is like variable, you feel the urge to like QA everything? It's like for me, it's kind of like a restaurant that has a chef. He's the magic because he needs to verify all the food. And if that chef isn't there, then everything is just chaos. And that chef can't like take a day off because the quality will just go down.
Exactly that. So I always used to find myself going in, spot checking emails, actually spot checking one, finding things that I didn't like or improved, and then having to spot check 10 other emails that were potentially going to design in the next day or two. So again, taken away from my time to actually QA work and edit work and improve work before it actually gets to the next stage, because that would then cause more issues on revisions on copy, revisions on design, unhappy clients. The same issues keep occurring and then they eventually churn. So it's been able to, allow us to cut out on a lot of QA.
Were you worried about AI and the quality of AI in the beginning throughout the journey, like using AI, or maybe you were worried, but with the time you saw that it's getting better and better? How did you feel about that? Because a lot of people, when they think about AI, they think of less quality emails, etc.
And to be really honest with you, I think it's the complete opposite. I can actually say that it goes hand in hand with having an experienced senior copywriter working diligently with AI. AI in the first instance used to give a great structure and brief that could be edited. You would have to edit 50 to 60% of the email, albeit that it still gave you a pretty good draft to work from initially, which improved our workflow. But with the system that we've got now, the workflow is so much faster. We can generate an email off the back of brand guidelines and the campaign goal and information. That structure is 90% of the way there now. So instead of fixing 50% of the email, we actually only need to optimize around 5 to 10% of that email to be able to send it to the next stage. I think copy now is much more creative, and when prompted correctly with the right guidelines and instructions the way we do now, it's so much better than what it was.
Of course, our situation is different because we already started working on other projects and then we turned to this project. But what made you pick me or us for this specific project?
So obviously we picked yourself up for the sales department for the closed CRM and the automations on that side of things. We quickly seen the quality of work that you could produce at speed as well. Your communication as well is spot on. You're always on the ball following up. You're always on issues straight away, or if there's any teething issues, if we want optimizations or fixes. So initially on the first system that we built, we were very, very happy to start to progress into other areas of the business. So it went from sales to fulfillment. And now that we're in fulfillment, we're starting to go through every single department, from account managers or copywriters or designers and whatnot. But yeah, pretty much the speed, the quality, the communication, and also the pricing, if I'm totally honest.
You can be honest. Anything that you think we can improve into the way like we work together, something that I do that you don't like, or something about the whole thing that you don't like that we can improve?
No, I'm all good, to be honest. Anytime I send you a message, you reply to me straight away. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think communication is a big thing, especially in the world we live in. Anything I send over, you pick up on it straight away, or your team does, and it's usually sorted by the next day, which is great. We've been super happy from the get-go on all of the systems that we've built, and hopefully we'll progress to building lots more in the future.
Perfect. Yeah, and I agree about communication. I think that's like one of the biggest lever, because even if you do a good job and you don't communicate that you're doing a job, the other person will feel it. And because he doesn't feel it, he's not going to see it, even if it's there.
Yeah.
Lack of communication is always creating problems, even if you're working. Wow.
And even like whenever we start building the system, obviously there's small issues. It's not even that I'm sending them over to say, oh, this is bad or this is not working. I'm just like, it's not working or something needs optimized. And you're like,
Yep.
okay, cool, we'll just work on it. I'm like, yeah, sweet. I'm good with that. And I'm never unhappy when I'm sending a message. I'm just like, Ham's all sorted. His team will sort it.
That's what we try to do. Last question would be, so let's say another agency is on the fence of doing this, whether it's like email agency or even like ads agency, because that's what we're focusing more and
Yeah.
more towards. What would you say about like first the platform and second would be the AI, like using AI because a lot of them don't want to use AI. Although like with ads, a lot of them do, but they don't want to like give a lot of trust to AI. And the last one would be like working with us. What would be your message to these agencies?
It's crucial to move with the times or you will get left behind. And being able to build a system that is aesthetic, but ultimately that works effectively, that you can get team members on board with, that works for them, but also works for you is so important. Because if team members are happy using it, then they'll use it more. They'll give you feedback. We can improve on it. We can build it out further and we can work to really, really build a huge system. But I think for agencies, I've already, as you know, pushed a few agencies in your direction. One being an email marketing agency. I've also been pushing, other creative agencies in your direction because operationally, you can definitely cut down on team, and from a margins perspective, you can definitely save on extra team members by implementing systems like this. So yeah, I think building a system that works efficiently but looks quite aesthetic as well. But operationally, keeping your head count down on salaries or retainers, whatever that looks like. Ultimately, improving output and also the volume. So controlling what you can control from even a copywriting perspective or design perspective, whatever that may be in the agency that you work in.